You're listening to ChainLeak, the crypto news podcast with your host, Joshuwa Roomsberg. Follow and subscribe today.
Welcome to the ChainLeak podcast. I'm your host, Joshuwa Roomsberg. Today's episode is about plugin network. AI meets oracles. Today's guest, Karthick and Naresh. Welcome to the show, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so over the years, we've done a few interviews with Plugin Network. So we don't need to go too deep on this, but give the listeners a quick introduction of what you guys are bringing to the industry.
Oh, sure, Josh. Thanks for having us here. Yeah. So we have gone through some of your podcast, Josh. I'd like to say that we are now a big fan of you. Like all of your podcasts, especially the ones that we already did for Plugin and XTC. So, and also thanks for bringing in the insights about the technology to the people, right? So you're doing it the nicest way.
I appreciate it.
I'm glad to be part of this podcast and representing Plugin, right?
Thank
So
you.
what is Plugin? So Plugin is a decentralized, secure, and cost-effective Oracle solution that is built on XTC network, right? So what it does, it bridges the real-world data to the blockchain. So Plugin has a lot of
Okay.
data feeds. Like if you see the website plugin.global, we have data feeds that is supporting various categories, and we provide or we cater data to a lot of use cases like ESG, trade finance, DeFi. So basically, Plugin is all about bridging the off-chain data to on-chain application. So that is what Plugin is all about.
That was a perfect breakdown of what Plugin is bringing to the industry. Because while you were saying that, I was thinking about Web 2, Web 3, how you bring that data onto blockchain technology. And that's what you guys help facilitate for the industry. Now, you guys recently had two major network upgrades, 2.0 and 2.4. Could you guys give us a quick breakdown of what each of these upgrades to the network brought and what it looks to bring in the future?
So yes, the major reason for plugin 2.4 was we had to structurize the ecosystem. First of all, we had a lot of we have a lot of node operators, and we had to structurize them into a proper way. Like we had validator, we segregated them into validator node, and then preprocessor nodes, and then into standby nodes. Meaning these validator nodes are the ones which takes high load, and they are the node operators who take more responsibility into the platform. And then we have preprocessor nodes which have lighter responsibilities, and they take lighter tasks. And then we have standby nodes. These standby nodes are the nodes they can jump in whenever we need. So these are the actual backbones. We have the stability so that we can prove the ecosystem whenever there is a need. We can provide the solutions right on the demand. Okay, and this was one major reason we brought plugin 2.0, and along with that, we also had to change some architectural flows in the plugin. So as our backbone, we had data feeds which used to fetch data on the pull basis. For example, you have a price feed and you're trading on that price feed. Say XDC USDT, you're trading on that price feed, and you want the data right whenever you want. But at the initial phase, the plugin was built in such a way that whenever you pull the data, you used to get the data. It seems fair and good, but when the real practical use case comes, you have to be ready, and the data has to be pushed and pulled as well. So when we brought this plugin 2.2, we brought in the architecture in such a way that the price gets updated on blockchain whenever there is a change in the price. It's not whenever we pull it.
Let me stop you there.
Yes.
I'm thinking about the standby nodes that you just mentioned. What is the benefit of having the standby nodes?
The main benefit would be scaling. Whenever there is a real demand that comes into the plugin, we should be able to scale the applications and provide the solutions right on the time.
Okay. Now,
so this is the main reason.
With that, do you get energy consumption while they are on standby?
Yeah, energy consumption does happen, but it is not to the very great extent. Yeah, I would say that would be a minimal energy consumption that would happen.
If you had 1,000 nodes that are running in standby, I was trying to think about the energy consumption of that as a whole on the network. Would it be a downside to having standby nodes versus spinning them up as you need them? You're saying that having these nodes on standby is more beneficial. Is it a quicker resource when you need the scalability? Like, what's the significance there of having them on standby versus creating more as you need them?
So when this is a trade-off, actually, like whenever a business is running, you should be ready for everything.
Okay.
And when this kind of structure is already set up within, and we are ready for whatever that comes in, so that gives more trust and reliability within the network as well. That proves that we are capable of doing many more things than what we are doing right now.
Yeah, and Joshua, like when you talk about the energy, right, and the conservation of energy,
Yep.
so one key benefit that we have is that we are operating on the XTC network, which is having dedicated proof of stake, right, DPoS. This consensus mechanism greatly help in energy conservation, right? So we are now like in a world where we want to be in blockchain but energy conserved, right? So DPoS consensus and the consensus that we use in plugin really consider the energy conservation. And then when Naresh talks about the OCR, so that's where we'll see a lot of off-chain reporting, and then we hit the blockchain when we need, right? So it's not that just because we have blockchain and scalability, not all the time that I have to hit the data and put cost on the user and also on the environment, like energy consumption. So there are some key features that we'll get into this, like OCR, where we'll talk about the energy conservation in detail. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. No, because I was thinking about having a cloud infrastructure running my nodes. Would I be paying anything extra to have that running throughout the month, or do I have the same costs involved as a operator on the network?
Yeah, of course. When you're running a cloud infrastructure, you'll have to be bearing the costs as a node operator. And when you are a node operator within the plugin ecosystem, you will also be incentivized fairly for the operational costs.
For being on standby?
Yes, of course.
Okay. Because I was thinking about, do the costs increase or decrease based on being in standby on the network overall when it comes to a cloud infrastructure? If I was to run on a Google server, my node on a Google server, would my costs increase or decrease based on my usage, or is it a standard pricing?
It depends on the provider that you're going to choose. Basically, we need a stable provider that doesn't go down.
Because I'm thinking about when I used to run nodes, the standard pricing I used to run into with that was anywhere from $13 up to $30 a month, depending on what I needed for that specific node on the network. And you're saying it's something comparable?
Coming to the infrastructure, Josh, so when we talk about standby preprocessor validator nodes, each has its own set of requirements to be followed for infrastructure. For example, RAM requirements, right, or availability requirements. So standby nodes has a set of requirements to follow. Preprocessor nodes has its own limit, like the RAM should be of this much capacity, and validator nodes like 100% availability should be there. You should have it on the highest infrastructure possible because they are the person who are validating and putting the data into the chain. So there is some difference, of course, yeah, which needs to be considered.
Are there any benefits to having more speed for your node? Or is it the same across the network, no matter how much, as long as you meet the minimum requirements?
So we have set up these hardware requirements based on the speed that software is gonna run. So basically, it will ensure that the software and RAM capacities will meet that combination.
So there are no extra rewards or benefits to having the latest graphics card or anything like that?
No, no.
Okay. Yeah, because that was the next angle I was going to go. Now, when you think about the 2.4 upgrades, what are the differences between 2.0 and 2.4?
All right. Today, in today's blockchain landscape, we have several blockchains that are coming into the market. Like uh, we already have Ethereum, Bitcoin, Binance, and all these platforms are there. And there are several dApps that require that has to function natively on these applications. But when it comes to a dApp that has to work on both these, for example, Ethereum and
Multiple
XBC,
networks? Yep.
yeah, on multiple networks, it is not that easy in the current market. So for this,
Okay.
what plugin is building is a protocol that supports to work on both these networks. So we are bringing in cross-chain interoperability onto the platform. This platform is built on top of plugin 2.4. So
Okay.
this what CCIP, what it does is it enables the lanes between two blockchain networks, so the users can use both the networks at one point in time.
So CCIP is cross chain compatibility.
Yeah, along with cross-chain compatibility, we also provide off-chain reporting. We are building on off-chain reporting as well as enhancing the existing applications, data feeds, VRF, and all these enhancements are going to come along with this plugin 2.4.
The verification on chain, what does the speed look like with that? I understand the concept of off chain reporting, but when it comes to verifying that data on chain, how does that work? Does it bundle transactions to where the last 30 price increments get locked into a specific block on the network? Like how does that work?
If I have to put it simple, Josh, consider that you have to deliver 10 mountain dews to 10 people, right?
Yep.
So, and what you do, you hire 10 people and then give one mountain dew to every one of them, and 10 of them going and delivering the the drinks to 10 people, right? What off-chain reporting does, it like it takes all this offline. There is one person who collects the data, who collects the mountain dew, and then he does the job. So instead of 10 people running in 10 direction, so this leader node is going to collect all the data from the node operators, and then it is going to touch the blockchain and deliver it. So that is all so in that way, right? So you're going to save the cost, save the execution time, and save energy, of course. So that's how OCR works. OCR is off-chain reporting. Yeah.
The most exciting part about this interview today for me is the integration of artificial intelligence. Now, are you guys bringing that on chain or are you supplying the data for artificial intelligence models? Let's go into that a little bit. How are you guys incorporating AI?
So we are taking initial steps to bring AI into the plugin. So what we are trying to do is there is a large amount of data that is residing already in the plugin. So we have a lot of use cases that the clients can come in and look into it and understand. We have few websites that demonstrates this data and give step by step uh, instructions how to follow them, how to set up that, and how the node operators can use this. And all these data are laid out in multiple places across websites. So what we are trying to do is we are building a chatbot that can integrate all these data and give the precise answer for whatever the questions that the node operator has or even the developer has. It can also give the program what they are intending to integrate with the plugin. So these kind of developments we are bringing into plugins so that the clients, the node operators, the developers, they can ease their access into the plugin and understanding also.
Would they also be able to troubleshoot
Of
a
course, yeah.
node that is down on the network?
Yes, of course.
Yeah, that'd be real cool. Karthik, you were saying something?
Yeah, it's all about agentic AI now, right? So we talk about agent, agent of agent, manager of agents. So now the topic of the technology world is all about agentic AI, and then plugin is also exploring agents, right? So we are planning to bring in agentic or a plugin AI assist agent. so which can help you to easily integrate plugin into your app, right? So right now it's already easy, right? So we have already heavy lifted all the things, and you just have to integrate the single piece of code. But then in future, like while we are working on the roadmap, we are also exploring options where you can use AI agents to integrate, probably with a voice command or a prompt. Okay, can you go ahead and integrate plugin to and get my data feed for this application? Yes, that's in the roadmap. I think when we talk about the roadmap, we'll explore that.
Perfect. Yeah, I like that there. Now, that was a perfect segue. Can we go into the recent updates to the roadmap? What can we look forward to in the future by incorporating artificial intelligence?
So yeah, so it's all about addressing user community, right? So or the people who are using the AI. So as Naresh said, so Oracle is all about bridging data, and we have weather forecast nodes, like which has a lot of data that we collected from the weather. Each location we have weather data, and what is the fuel to the AI? It's the data, it's the trend that it's going to operate on. So plugin is the right platform where AI can operate. So we are going to make effective use of this data that we already have,
Yep.
and then use AI analytics on this, and then provide meaningful data to the dApps. For example, in future, so this is all in the R&D phase. Okay, right now we are exploring how AI can be leveraged in Oracle. Of course, there are some improvements done, which Naresh just talked about, chatbot and AI assist, all those things. But then we are also thinking how effectively we can use AI to analyze the data. For example, let's say that you have a DeFi application, and then you are trying to code in, and then you will get recommendations from the AI assist, which will say, yes, use this data feed, probably will help you because, or for example, let's say that you are ESG, and then you are looking for weather data. So instead of you sitting and analyzing the data, the AI will analyze, and for this algorithm, so this data will help you. So that's how it's going to be. Wherever we have data, AI is going to sit top of it, analyze the data, and provide meaningful and insightful data, and plug in as a data, and we are exploring that.
That's so cool because I use AI every single day. And there are a number of different artificial intelligence programs that help with my workflow or when I need to research something specific.
Yeah.
I was thinking about the opportunity for the integration of plugin with some of these decentralized applications. Now, if you have an in-depth dApp that has a lot of data within that program, would you be able to, as an end user, use your data? I guess I'm trying to understand how me as an end user would be able to go to a dApp that integrates plugin to use artificial intelligence to weave through my data and find a specific point I was trying to find, whether it's the price I paid for Bitcoin back in January, or if it is the last 17 trades I made of XRP. Is there a way to get that type of data and have the AI analyze it and kick it back and give you an answer?
So it's all about data privacy also. So so everything is possible. It's just that we need to be very careful
That
when
I know
we,
that's the trade-off to it.
yeah,
I'm saying as an individual user,
yeah,
is there a way to weed through my own data?
okay.
Not everybody else on the network, my
Mhm.
personalized data. If I log in with my wallet and I want to look at my transaction history for this specific wallet, and if you guys are integrated with that wallet provider, would I be able to use an AI in the future to weave through my transaction history if I need to find, okay, when did I pay $100 for 50 XRP versus the price today? Can the AI analyze that and kick me back an answer?
Of course,
Is that something you see in the future?
yeah, yeah, it's a potential use case, Josh. I think maybe we'll take a lead from that, and then we'll use it. Right now, what AI plugin is using is analyze the data that plugin has, right? So we are not into the step where we are getting into the level of the user. Right now, we have data that is gathered by plugin, and then we are trying to get insights out of the
Okay.
data that we have. Maybe, yes, we'll have to use personalized recommendations and all those things will be considered for sure. Thanks for that. Yeah.
This is the part that I love about doing the podcast is when you look to the future and where this technology will advance, the future opportunities for the integrations of different products. And yeah, the cross between my personalized wallet data, having a data stream that can be analyzed by AI. I mean, that's mind blowing. So I'm thinking about all the different solutions we could have in the future. And that's why I wanted to get that question out.
Plugin since the inception, right? So we have been very careful. At the same time, we are innovative. At the same time, we are also careful about the regulations, privacy, and all those things. So any change or any upgrade that we do, we put in a lot of effort to understand how it operates at the regulations environment and all those things. So of course, now with agents, so we'll have to see how we can use a controlled API, how we can do data control and all those things. Yes, but
Yeah,
it is a possible solution, and I like it. I like it.
well, because I'm thinking about if I go to ChatGPT or Grok, I would have to export my transaction data for each blockchain that is within a wallet, put it into a spreadsheet or something, then upload that spreadsheet to my chat GPT to have that analyze and then kick me back an answer. And it's an extra 8 steps in between to where if we had a data processor in between that could kick me back that data feed without having to export and upload and take care of all of them extra steps in between. If you had a direct solution, that's where I think you guys could win in the future of end user data integration.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I think it's a feed to our R&D team, right? So we will take it. Yeah, we'll consider it.
Now, you guys are also helping with asset tokenization and RWA. What types of data feeds are you taking that incorporate RWA?
Okay, maybe I'll just so RWA. I think there are two things that we keep talking anywhere, any direction you see, either it is AI or RWA. And yes, plugin is a pioneer in that. Like we started RWA long back. Like I encourage viewers to go and look at equitedge.com. So that's our RWA project, a key project that plugin is actively working on, which is all about tokenizing the real estate properties, like physical real estate properties. So what it is doing, it's making the premium properties affordable for all the users, right? So you don't have to own a million or billion to own a property or a stake. Even if you have USD in hundreds, you can get a fraction or a share of the property. So that's all about RWA, right? And Equitech is the platform which is developed by plugin in the XTC network or on the XTC network, where people can buy real world asset tokenized. And what are the feeds that we are using? For example, let's say that you want to know the market price of the property. You're going to buy a property in Texas or Las Vegas,
Yep.
and you want to know what is the current market price. Then it is off-chain data. So plugin helps in getting that data. Or if you want to know the current owner of the property before you buy, then the ownership data resides in the off-chain. So then plugin helps in getting the ownership data onto the on-chain. So all these are use cases that right now we are exploring, and we also have plans to bring in AI here as well, right? So RW and AI integration is what you're going to see in future. So it will help you to pick the right properties. Maybe it will say this sector in New York is booming. It would be helpful if you consider this. It's a recommendation. It's up to the user to take the decision. But yes, we are also integrating or doing R&D on that aspect as well.
Okay, great. Now, to close out the interview, let's look at any recent highlights for plugin in 2025 or what you guys are most excited about over the next 6 months of this year to close out 2025.
I'll just take a lead on the previous question. So Equitech, right? I talked about Equitech and real world asset tokenization. That is the most exciting thing that we are looking for as per our roadmap, and we are strongly and actively working on getting this Equitech live. So in the next few months, you can see Equitech platform going live, and people will have an opportunity to interact with the platform, buy the native tokens, and be part of the community of Equitech, right? So Equitech is a plugin developed. So stay tuned to our social media handles, more to come, and follow our roadmap. We are working actively on this Equitech. And of course, on plugin, I'd like to have more insights from Naresh on what's key exciting things that we have from plugin side.
Yeah, the key excitement here will be the cross-chain interoperability protocol, which gives a platform for several decentralized application to utilize this service from plugin. And also the node operators have more tasks going forward. So I would recommend all the users to upgrade our nodes. Currently the upgrade is ongoing, so upgrade our nodes to the latest 2.4 and stay tuned for the CCIP updates.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys being here today. This has been Plugin Network. AI meets oracles. Thank you for being here.
The Crypto News Podcast with your host, Joshua Roomsberg. Follow and subscribe today.